Remember to mute the stream. Mute the stream or mute the volume. I don't know why that's so small. Mute the stream. Stream health. Good. Your viewers are happy. I got a green. Okay. Got blurry. Let's go into scene 2. That's the flag for Alabama. I think it's Alabama. Alabama. That's the state flag. And then scene 3 is Mr. Lace. I can't hear him crowing, but you should be able to hear him crowing. I don't know if you can hear me talking and Mr. Lace crowing. Me talking and Mr. Lace crowing. Me talking and Mr. Lace crowing. Mute it. Mute the video. And then go back to scene 1. Back to scene 1. Scale to 100%. Oh, I see. You can do that for yourself. No. Right? Add source. I don't know. So if I go back to scene 2, can you still hear me? Is this when you have like a little news article or something, and people are talking about it, and all you hear is a voice in the background? Is that how that works? Volume range 100%. Volume range 100%. And then we'll go back into screen 2, 3. As I'm bringing these up, are they recording as so? Oh, look, there's Mr. Lace.
This is your last day.
See him, people?
Mr. Lace.
I'm
going to have to take this to court, people.
Fade. What can we do here? Can you get 2 going at the same time? I don't know.
Well, it's the last day with Mr. Lace. Or a couple of hours, I should say.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Right? I went in there to go get him and it was no problem, people. Look at him.
Nope.
Look at him. We're going for a car ride. We're going to go up, drive by the City Hall. I think so.
Okay, well we're just going to see what happens here, okay? So, I'm going to end this now. Oh, wait a minute. Go on the internet and see what's going on. I don't know. I should be able to see something, right? One is processing. And then there's that one. Anyway. Oh, it says one is watching. That wouldn't be me. All right. Oh. Let's go back into scene 3. See what it does.
So, we'll see how it
Make a
responds.
fucking point, man. Make a point.
Well, yeah, make a point. I know, for sure. He's going to a
Can you
farm,
hear
30
that?
acres, somewhere way far away.
Are you gonna get the double sound?
So, I don't know, people. I'm taking this to court because this is not fair. Because they didn't solve the chicken problem in Surrey. Okay, let's go.
Do you want me to keep filming or?
No, you can turn it off when we get in the car. You just... Okay, people, we're in the car now, as you can see.
Mr. Lace is in his bed nicely.
We're going to go for a car ride. We're going to go to City Hall.
Okay, so that's still playing.
Right?
Oh, now it stopped. And now we're back into 1. Okay. And where are we with what's going on here? It says one person is watching. So is that one person watching or is that me watching? I'm not sure. It says the stream is good. Anyway, people, I'm getting kind of tired here. So, I think I'm just going to call it an evening for this for now. And we'll go back to Mr. Lace here. Hold on.
Mr. Lace, we're going to go to City Hall. Show everybody how polite you can be. They're going to call the pound on us. Hey? Are they going to call the pound on us? Mr. Lace? What do you think? You've been in the car before. I know last time you were in the car you were sick. This time you're not sick, so...
I sure miss my bird, people. I miss Mr. Lace. I sure do. He was the coolest bird.
Let's see how you respond. Huh? This is what they slaughter people at birth. Right? My landlord tried to call this SPCA, but the SPCA doesn't have no room for chickens, right? And then they found some shelter, some rescue shelter that had 30 birds, but no, she's not allowed to have roosters. But
Can you see how smart that bird is? Just to sit there patiently in a dog bed knowing that he was just going for a car ride. He never pooed on me, people, when I was carrying him around that day. And I had him out for a couple, 2-3 hours, right? Running in City Hall, went to go see the kids. Nope. He was very, very passive, non-aggressive. Didn't attack, didn't peck. Nothing.
But she can have 30 chickens as a rescue for chickens. And then my landlord's daughter was talking to some friend that she has that has a realtor friend. Anyway, long story short, Mr. Lace is going to be going to some 30-acre farm, who knows where, far away, which is, I guess, good for him, better than being nowhere else to go.
That's what they tell us, though.
Well, yeah, that's what they tell us, but I tend to believe them. Right? Yeah, I'd like to think I can trust them. I told their daughter to make sure that they tell the people about this bird. We'll show him how he can sit. Look, he's just sitting there, people. He's not doing anything. He's like a dog. He's like, we're not even holding him. He's just going for the car ride. And this is what they want to kill. This is what they want to kill, people. Right? There's no shelters, no rescue shelters, nothing. Right? They kill them at birth. SPCA doesn't give a crap about them, and if they do, they don't have the resources to house them. You know, city, like I said, they don't care what you do with them as long as they're gone. So if somebody came and took him tonight and chopped off his head, it's no big deal. It's just one less rooster, right? Kind of like one less homeless person out on the streets that, you know, dies from a lung infection, or bad dope, or dirty needles, or freezing their legs off like Kumar. Well, people who have families like Uncle John get medically kidnapped with their brains scooped out to the point where they don't have any left and they're just a shell of a human being. So their assets can be raped by their extended family that at best sent them a birthday card but never came to freaking visit them. So anyway, like, he's just sitting here, people. He's not doing anything. And this is what they want to kill. This is what they want to ban. Right? And I can, you know, this woman with her 30...
Okay, well, if this thing is still going on, the reason that they ban these birds is because they know that they're intelligent and they're protecting the poultry industry. That's all it is. Money in the bank with the eggs, battery cages, kill off the roosters, right? Keep the public ignorant.
Chickens as a chicken rescue, but she's not allowed to take on roosters. I don't know. What's the problem with the rooster? The poultry industry people grind up something like, I don't know, 26 million male chicks a year through their grinding machine as they're being born.
That's disgusting.
Because there's no market value for them. But nobody's telling you that they can actually make a good pet.
Right?
Yeah. That they're actually intelligent.
One of the best pets I've ever had.
Yeah, that they're actually intelligent. Right? And you can train them. You can train them. He's not sick. He's not injured, people.
No, talk out the fire truck.
Right? I was going to take him out in the community to go see the kids.
A fire truck.
Yeah. To go see the kids. The poor kids that come in from Africa and Lebanon and places like that. Right? Where they come from refugee camps. And, you know, at best they might get a jug of sour milk, and that's all they get. And there's 100,000 of them sitting in these refugee camps. They're lucky enough to come into Canada and they get put into these apartment buildings. That's where I was going to take Mr. Lace to go see those kind of kids. On top of the poor kids that live out here that never get to see a chicken, people. You know, they never get to see no wildlife. Their wildlife is a crow. That's the extent of their wildlife. Crow, and once in a while, if you're lucky, you might see a seagull fly by. But, you know, God forbid if Mama Lynn was supposed to take Mr. Lace. I was just giving him some time to mature, you know? Get my own life in order.
He's a young bird too. He's only
I know, and he can live up to 20
We
years.
found him when he was a baby.
They can live up to 20
For
years,
so long.
right? And when they mature,
heartbroken.
obviously animals calm down, right? But his personality is going to change. Show how he's looking around, right? Their personality changes, right?
Look, a police car.
When they get moved around. Like right now, he's very manageable.
And look, a police car.
So if I move it to here, the video should just stop. It shouldn't continue playing, right? I should be able to say something and then go back to the video.
A police car.
And if we did this enough times with him, it would become routine. That
To be honest with you, I think the first time we took him for the car ride, even though he was sick, you know how a couple of times he tried to jump out of his bed?
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Are you watching that bird? Like, that bird is not even trying to flap out of his bed. And he's just chilling in that car. It's like he knows. And that's the thing, he did know.
now he looks like he is, but he's not.
No, he just looks
knows what's
around.
up.
He knows that he's going somewhere. Oh no, sit down, Mr. Lees.
He's a
Well, I don't want him to try and
Yeah,
fly
I know,
through the
I
glass.
know.
He doesn't quite understand what glass is yet, right?
Oh no, it's because he pooed. That's why. That's why I see that.
Oh.
It's right there. That's why he.
Well,
did
that's
that.
the only one bad thing about a chicken, right?
Oh my god, I must okay. It's because he pooed.
You got him?
Is there like something you can like put there?
But again, when I was running around holding him in my arms, in and out of the car, walking around, I was at City Hall for quite a while. He never did anything. He didn't do anything until he knew he could do something. Like that was away from me and my body, right? As a matter of fact, the whole time I've ever owned, like, held Mr. Lace, since I got him when he was young, because I used to hold him out in the yard and I used to dance with him, right? The kids would be in the room and they'd be, playing their music, and I'd be in the back working, and I'd scoop up on Mr. Lace and we would just start dancing. Right? Yeah, he never went to the washroom on me.
'Cause I don't want him sitting down in his own poo,
Something maybe underneath the seat. Here's a city parking lot. Let's go into the city park.
That was the second time he was in the car. First time it was when he got injured by that raccoon. And that was the second time. Not bad for... they don't consider chicken to be domesticated, right? They're considered farm animals, kind of like wild. But he's pretty domesticated, I'd say.
Or show the city hall. $150 million, people. That's how much got paid for this thing. Right? So, poor people like us can be harassed. We're going into their $150 million parking lot. Right? That couldn't give a rat's ass about my dad, about my daughters,
Mom, I really need something.
about my kids,
Andre, is there anything that I can
about Mr. Lace.
No.
They don't care about anything.
See, he wants to sit back down, but he knows his poo is
Yeah.
down.
Can you park here without having to pay?
Just park for a second, okay? Because
I think we
he,
can.
look, he wants to sit back down,
Okay.
but he can't.
All right, well, we're going out. Just turn off the camera for a minute and we're going out. Watch, Andre.
Okay. It's on.
Okay, people, this bird is like so calm. He is not shaking in my arms. Okay? We're in the city parking lot. We're gonna go outside by the front door over there.
Not so loud, Mom.
Okay? Well, I'm sure they got their cameras around somewhere. Right? For $150 million, I think that they would have a few cameras around. Okay? And this is his one and only time, people, that he can go out in public and participate.
Hi, Mr. Lace.
Right?
Hi.
He doesn't get a chance to go and hang out with the kids. Pet him.
I did.
He would have been really good for the kids.
I know, he would. Do you not think this bird would have been good for the kids? Huh? Have you ever seen a chicken in public? Does it make you smile? It's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah, there's a lady here, she's in the car, and she's like, she got this big smile on her face. And that's the point, people. He brings joy into the heart. He makes you feel good, right? Does he make you feel good just looking at him? Yeah, she goes. Okay, we're gonna go outside and see
Andre,
what
let's
other
go.
people got to say. Come on.
I'm trying
Oh,
to
look
figure
at
out.
that. Yeah. Do you mind? We're just doing video.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. You want to see the video? You want to see Mr. Lace? Would you like to pet him? Is it nice? Mr. Lace.
Andre, put him.
Andre, pet him. Show the little boy. See, look. Can you pet him? Would you like to pet him?
Okay, I am so tired to take this to court. Not only am I tired, but I am so broke. My middle daughter didn't pay rent for a couple of months, right? And she's working now and still going to school. So it's a little bit of catch up, but either or, people. It's been pretty rough, right? That's not to say that I'm not. As a matter of fact, I should probably drive down to the courthouse and pick up the paperwork. I already get people saying, oh, well, you'll never win against the city. The city is all big and bad, and you'll never win. Don't waste your time. That's like taking things for Uncle John to court. You'll never win. You're up against the government.
Can you say Mr. Lace?
How old is your son? 3? He's 4.
Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Lace.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Lace is hungry.
Going.
Shemaine, he's the little boy said Mr. Lace is hungry.
Did he say that?
Yeah. Would you like to pet him one more time before we go? Pet him? Yeah. That's Mr. Lace's job, people. That's what Mr. Lace is supposed to be doing. Give the children a chance to pet. Okay. Bye-bye. You remember. Bye-bye, Mr. Lace. Mr. Lace says bye-bye to you, too. Yeah, thank you.
I bet she's.
Here, give me your hand.
I bet she's thirsty. I bet she's thirsty.
Look at this bird. Videotaping what food this bird. Like this bird is not doing anything, man.
No.
It's just sitting here in my arms. And this is what the city hall wants to throw away. And seriously, this is what the city hall wants to throw
For
away.
a second there, the camera angle just made you look so crazy.
I am feeling crazy though
I know,
about
I am
this
too.
because
I'm so
that
mad.
little boy is what we're gonna do with Mr. Lace. And the city just, they don't care about the nonprofit. They really don't. Stay here for a minute. Andre. Would you like to pet it?
So is this flipping back and forth making an impact? Is the one person still watching? Or is that me? I'm not too sure. Right? I'm on the YouTube live stream beta. I can see myself. I muted the volume so we shouldn't have that background noise. I'm just wondering if I'm flipping between the video with Mr. Lace and coming in here and saying, well, gee, I need to get to the courthouse and at least pick up the paperwork before I take the car off the road for a little bit, start getting it ready. Who cares what the neighbors have to say or so-and-so over there have to say about you'll never win against the city? I mean, that's pretty much a given anyway, right? That's why they do what they do, But that doesn't mean you can't try because, Mr. Lace, he really does deserve to come home. Anyway, let's go back to the video. Let's see if I can bring this up this way.
Chicken? Yeah, he brought more smiles to this lady's face over here. Do you see this? We're in the middle of the city. In the heart of the city, people. This bird.
Andre. Keep talking.
What's this? It's cash services. And it's coming from Mr. Lace. He represents too much money to the poultry industry.
Right?
Yeah, that's what it is. Right? They said, poultry industry, I need to send this to that article I was reading up on the internet where if I can produce a value for the male chicks, they have more than enough of these to disperse within our major metropolitan areas, people. Right? Mr. Lace ain't doing nothing. He's just checking out the scenery. Not trying to get out of my arms. He's already been petted by a little boy. That was the first and last little boy. Because Mr. Lace, that was supposed to be his job when he wasn't looking after the hens. Right? I was going to take him out to go see the kids and give them that hands-on experience.
I should really show you what's happening in my garage. I got some kind of water leakage coming up from that plastic crap that's underneath there. If you've watched any of my previous videos regarding that matter. And it's flooded a bunch of stuff, and of course it's getting all ruined, and I'm having to wash, and it just never ends in this house.
I think that's why the good Lord gave him a second chance when that raccoon got him.
Yeah.
If you notice, he didn't die, right? But the way
it looked, though, it looked like he should have died.
well, yeah, and if I would have been 1 minute later, I'm sure he would have died, right? Because that raccoon was getting into the part where it just would have been too late. And that's the thing. The city doesn't give a damn where Mr. Lace goes. You know? I suppose Mr. Lace is lucky to be in 30 acres. Do you know how big that is, people? Do you know what kind of wildlife's going to be up in 30 acres of farmland?
I don't even know if Mr. Lace is alive. Seriously. Now, he's just a commodity, right? I was told that the pen that he went into was newly built, right? Because it was a family that had just bought some farmland. Well, an elderly couple that had grandchildren. So the grandchildren liked Mr. Lace when they came to see him. And the hen house, like the pen, was newly built. So I hope he's alive. Like, I don't know. 30 acres, that's a lot of land.
But that's not Mr. Lace's job. Mr. Lace's job was to be there for the kids. Right? He's a spokesperson for the non-profit. Something that this place, $150 million later, doesn't support. He doesn't support the homeless.
And the Duncan clan doesn't support the non-profit or the homeless people or the little children.
People. He doesn't support the poor children. Doesn't support school meal programs. Doesn't support chickens. And them having him evicted from the property that he lives on right now. And with his family, we're not his masters. We're his family. We're his family. Hasn't solved the problem with 360,000 people in the city of Surrey and the surrounding districts that have chickens illegally. There is a need for Mr. Lace, and it's being documented right now.
What's this, Shemaine? Shemaine, what's this?
Go. Careful. Okay? Don't hurt yourself.
And this is not right. This is not right. You know, I lose my daughter to the streets. City of Surrey doesn't do anything. You know, not really. What do? You know, they provide a broken down homeless shelter with minimal this and minimal that, and none of this and none of that, with a bunch of stressed out workers. Right? I lose my dad to their temporary care wards that I'm sure they're making good taxes on, but they don't monitor to make sure that there's no corruption in these places in terms of stealing other people's assets for profit. Well, they smear, right? And I let Andre? No. That's part of the cars come out. Well, they smear innocent children and you, and chickens, and non-profits that didn't exist for 14 years, and basically hasn't gone anywhere, because if I put anything in front of this city council, which is the same council, decade after decade after decade, sure, a few faces change, a few names change, but at the end of the day, nothing changes. It just gets denied, right? Or sent to the province.
That's me.
Maybe I should send this video to Premier Christy Clark.
Yeah.
Right? Right? For as much as she does for the community, you know, she gets up there and she talks about how she represents her constituency, which is British Columbia, Canada.
Andre?
But there is no stay on this side. There is no justice. You know? There is no justice for my dad. There is no justice for my daughter. There is no justice for Mr. Lace. Andre, you're making Mr. Lace nervous.
No, I want you to me. Hi, Mr. Lace.
Can you calm down, please?
I want some more rice.
Yeah, stop running around in the freaking parking lot over there. They're only dollar store glasses, right? Keep them more blind. Now let them go blind faster, right? So they can then build an extension to this. Talk about the vision that they have.
Hi, Mr. Wade.
The vision of what? Who gets to Andre, I'm telling you, stop it! Who gets to share in this vision?
Sorry.
Just wait.
Certainly not my family. Certainly not Mr. Lace. Certainly not John sitting up brain dead in Victoria.
Okay, so this video that I'm watching, scene 3, is lagging. This doesn't seem to be lagging. I'm looking at the encoder, because that's the whole purpose. We got 2 viewers now. So, chat is open. I guess we're talking about Mr. Lace right now, a little bit. But the purpose of this is so that I can kind of just get a feel for it, right? I don't know if my younger son can help me with this because this is not stuff that he normally does. But then he's pretty smart and he understands things more than I do. But in the meantime, as I'm talking here and I'm watching, I can see that I'm in par with my voice and my lips. There doesn't seem to be any lagging. We're going to go back into the scene 3 with Mr. Lace. First we'll go into scene 2 with the Alabama state flag. That's what that is. Can you hear my voice? And can you hear my voice as I'm talking in this video, or is only the video playing? I'm not sure.
Yeah. We're right in front of City Hall.
How is it anything that they make him say?
Let's go to the little water fountain down here.
Mom, we shouldn't go too far away from the car.
Oh, I know. We'll get a ticket for parking in City Hall.
Yeah.
Right.
Since they brought in City Hall last year, parking tickets through those private parking ticket companies, you can't even go into a parking lot with a bank and a Safeway. This is all up by the City Hall. This never had this problem before until City Hall moved in. And if you cross the street to go do something for 20 minutes after you've gone shopping in the grocery store, in the parking lot that grocery store is located on, they will still, it's like they're sitting, these guys are sitting someplace and they're zooming in on people as they're going in and out of their cars, and they're watching you walk to see where you're walking. And if you leave the parking lot and you go to across the street, like I went to the eye doctor, you come back 20 minutes later and you'll find a parking ticket on your car. No kidding. No kidding.
No.
Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. And they're bringing in the meters like everywhere. Everywhere. It's bad. It's bad.
Well, let's just go to the nice main door. Probably go inside.
No.
Why not?
They're not going to let us go inside
Why
with the
not?
bird.
He's not hurting nobody. He's not hurting.
Mom, no. Honestly, no. You don't need... No, because honestly, you're just going to be too loud in there.
No, I won't.
Yes, you will. No, I'm not going inside.
Go in. I won't say anything.
And I still have the city souk coming by every now and then, checking up on my progress. Like, people, I have videos going back from 2011 of what this yard used to look like prior to me working in it for 6 years. It's crazy. The only reason they have the second file in terms of the yard is because they had to justify taking Mr. Lace. They had to justify an excuse to come onto the property to even find him in the first place, right? And they're just trying to scare me, you know?
You can videotape and then we'll come out and they'll say he's the first chicken in fucking all of Canada.
And all that with no paperwork. Absolutely no paperwork. None. Nothing in relation to the yard. They hide behind the landlord. But yet they come and talk to me because obviously I'm responsible for it, right? Because the landlord's too old. They can't do it.
To be in the city hall. Okay. Are you videotaping?
Yeah. Okay.
Here's the first chicken, people. The first rooster in all of Canada to ever be in City Hall. First chicken ever.
And I really do love Mr. Lace. He was the coolest bird, man.
Ever be in City Hall and all across Canada. Oh, wow. Oh, babe. Here we go.
So again, can you hear me? Or do you just hear the video? I'm curious to know that one.
Oh, I'd love to make that great now.
I want to see the waterfall.
People, if I could raise my voice right now, I'd make everybody drop in this hall.
No?
Let's take some pictures of the most famous people that run this city.
No, honestly, it doesn't even matter. We'll just videotape it right here. Okay? Here you go. What's this? Surrey City Council 2008, 2011. Which people's names on here?
And,
This is the new one.
okay, what happened? It took a moment there. And you go to the Christmas Bureau, thousands and thousands and thousands of square footage on the inside, while 200 to 400 families are standing on the outside in 10 below weather, waiting for hours to get in as they're being turned away, told to come back tomorrow. And that's only a fraction of the 1% of the 1% of the 1% of the poorest people in this district that are on welfare, because it sounds like, from my understanding, they don't take the working poor, right, that are at base and par with welfare recipient, maybe $100 more than what you might get on a welfare check. And these are the people that run our city.
This is the one that says we can't have Mr. Lace.
This is the new one that says we.
But she's partner to this one.
Ew, Diane.
They
what?
started the same
She's a horrible
time.
mayor.
They started together at the same time and just passed the key over. That's all they did. That's all they did.
Look at that one.
I started working on my nonprofit in 1999. I tried to pay a lawyer to write me up a constitution and some bylaws, but he wouldn't take my money, so I ended up going home and having to do it for myself. I took 3 separate bylaws. One was World Vision. There was a local nonprofit around here that was, I think it had something to do with like shelters and that type of thing. I have them tucked away. And then there's another one, I can't remember what it is, and I took the 3 bylaws and I taught myself how to do bylaws, and I wrote a set of bylaws for the nonprofit. And then by 2001, I guess the nonprofit was officially registered as, and then I started building in those trust accounts, because I listened to the people as to what they wanted in terms of, well, if you had $1, where would you like to see your dollar go, right? And of course, everybody's got some sort of a mission in life that's important to them. Well, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, well, how can I fill that vacuum in with the universal school meal program when the majority of the people are talking about, well, that's a government, government should be providing children with school meal programs, and in terms of my dollars, I want to save dogs and cats, and in terms of my dollars, I want to support our local soccer team and that type of thing. So listening to all this mumbo jumbo coming in from all these different directions, and people challenging me, saying, well, if I give you $1, I want my dollar to stay within my district, and blah 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 blah. This is how the trust account started to develop, right? It wasn't something that I just decided to do one day. It was because this is what the people were expressing to me. And then through, we sliver off 5-10% here or there, and we start shifting those funds in towards developing a universal school meal program, to the point that one day you can go to the provincial government and the federal government and you can ask them to match dollars that are in those trust accounts. So the point of that was in 2007, because I had already put an application in 2003 with the city of Surrey for a fundraiser through nightclubs with an extended hour of operations. And then they referred me to the province because of the universal trademark name, I guess. I mean, why would they send me to the province if it wasn't for that? But they knew that that would derail me and distract me from, going back to them for at least a while, right? So, of course, when you go to the province, who do you go to? You go to your local MLAs. Well, within a 2-year period, I had probably met like 11 different MLAs from both the Liberal Party and the NDP throughout different districts, New Westminster, Cloverdale, Surrey, Vancouver, East Van, that type of thing. Something like 10 or 11 different MLAs I had met and had given them full packages in relation to the nonprofit, because that's what the city of Surrey had done. They had referred me to the province. So that was a big 2 years of waste of my time. Lots of money, lots of running around, a lot of rhetoric. But, I kept at it. So by 2007, I had already established, several trust accounts. And one was Youth Safe House, right? That was one of the initial ones that was established in 2002, and it dealt with homelessness and housing and food insecurity and that type of thing. Well, by 2007, Diane and her co-workers, quite possibly this new mayor, because they came in together under the same format at the same time in 2005, and by 2007 they were the first district in this whole province to create a trust account. Isn't that coincidental? Right? In relation to social housing and homelessness and safe houses and that type of stuff. And that's probably because they had already read everything that I had put forward, because that was the thing back in those days. It was, first of all, you need to go back and rewrite it, and you need to go back and put it in point blank form, and you need to go back and do a bit more brainstorming and add in a bit more information and explain more clearly what it is that you're trying to express, and and when you've done that, bring back the information to us, and and we'll go over it and we'll review it and blah, blah, blah. Then it got to the point, people, where I'd be sitting there listening to the BC Legislative Assemblies or whatever the hell it was, BC Local News, whatever. And this Christy Clark, I'm pretty sure it was her, one time took a quote of mine that I had written in my proposal that had gone to all these different MLAs and local politicians, and forgot to twist the words around. And I remember sitting there with me on the computer, John making coffee, and I'm reading out what I'm writing, because John used to be my sounding board. I'd type it out, and then I'd read it out loud to him because he couldn't see, right? And then we would discuss it. He'd give me some pointers, maybe some different opinion, or we would debate, and I'd change, and then I'd read it out again to him. So one time they were doing something on TV. They were interviewing this now premier. At the time she wasn't a premier, and she slipped up and she repeated the exact same words that I had typed out. So anyway, they're just a bunch of cheats. They tell you to go home and, write it all down. Get your dots, dotted and your T's crossed, and make sure it reads nice and smooth, and don't forget to put anything in there, because, we've got our whoever does it, picking and choosing what they want, and she sure did pick and choose what they wanted, people. They sure did. Like I said, in 2007, instead of helping me with my nonprofit, with the trust account that I had already opened up for social housing, they just went off and opened up their own. And then if you go into my other videos where I've done interviews with the actual homeless people, they talk about 9 million, 11 million sitting in this trust account held by the city of Surrey with absolutely no access to housing. So anyway.
I will come there. No.
So, first rooster in all of Canada
No, I
to
want
be
see
in
the
a city
waterfall.
hall.
Look,
Alright, but he's such
No.
a nuisance to society.
see the
Look,
waterfall?
he's like
Let's
a
go see
human
the
being with
waterfall.
manners.
I know.
He's actually he is actually like a human with manners. Look at him. He doesn't even have a care in the world.
Oh, I wish he'd crow right now.
He's not going to.
Are you going to crow, Mr. Lace? Can we teach you to crow before you go on command? Huh? Can we teach you to crow before you...
That'd be so funny if he did. Come on, Mr.
People see them, but they're not saying anything.
I know, they're not saying
They're just looking. Andre, the floor is dirty. Get up.
Get off the floor.
Okay.
No, I want him to crow. That'd actually be so freaking funny.
I know. It would be really funny to
He's not going to.
Anyway, there are no victims in Surrey.
No, because that's...
Okay. Peace out.